bank recognizes that surmounting the prevailing challenges will depend on continued diligence and innovativeness of all stakeholders in the financial sector. We strongly believe that this symposium presents an opportunity for the stakeholders to closely work together on ways to effectively respond and find lasting solutions to common challenges. By zooming in on financial sector laws and regulations and therefore ensure a robust financial system. It is now my honor and privilege to declare this symposium officially open, and I wish you a fruitful deliberation.
The Bank of Zambia Legal Symposium is a two-day conference we're holding in Livingston. The theme of the conference is zooming in on financial sector regulation, and that has been drawn from the Bank of Zambia strategic plan of 2020 to 2023, whose theme is building an inclusive and resilient financial sector. That strategic plan has two pillars, which is financial inclusion and also financial stability. And we are drawing from that to see what are the laws that the Bank of Zambia uses in order to achieve its objectives of financial inclusion and financial stability. Well, we have three objectives in holding this symposium, and one is to open a conversation on the laws, the regulations, the directives that enhance our financial sector regulation. And this conversation is being held with commercial banks, it's being held with other players, such as financial institutions that are deposit-taking, like the microfinance institutions. We're also having this conversation with financial businesses, and we're looking at areas of consumer protection and credit reporting. The second objective also is to get feedback from the market players on how effective these laws are, and have conversations on what we can do to continually improve them and enhance them. And our final objective, of course, is to improve compliance within our players, particularly in legal departments, in the areas of compliance office practice, in order to lessen, I think, our job or make it better as financial regulators.
The three key highlights I would take away from the symposium would be around an improved interface between the regulator and financial service providers. Secondly, I would point to a closer understanding to the legal framework around the regulation of commercial banks and other financial service providers on the market. The third issue I would like to highlight as a takeaway is a better understanding of corporate governance directives with a view of the vantage point of the regulator. I think this helps us improve our understanding of the position of the regulator on the matter, which forms a very important aspect of our operations and of our service delivery to our clients.
My three key takeaways, I would say, firstly would be, I think, my deeper understanding and appreciation of the regulatory framework and also the role that the legal and compliance function play in ensuring that a culture of compliance is created in the institution. Secondly, I would say the burden and responsibility placed on management, and I think specifically speaking to the legal and compliance function in relation to the criminal sanctions that may arise due to regulatory lapses. And lastly, I think it would be my understanding that not only is Bank of Zambia interested in the prudential side of regulation, but also the non-prudential side of it. I think going forward from all this, I would say that I have a deep appreciation of regulatory compliance, and I will ensure that I'm personally involved and enforce that the right thing is done.
In terms of the legal part of our organization, one key thing I learned is that we definitely need to initiate or come up with a legal compliance team in the organization. As much as we may have our assurance department and audit department, but we need an independent team for compliance that will regulate and implement the compliance function in line with the regulations of the country.
So having taken on new understandings of legal frameworks and how we'll be taking that on board going forward, I would like to think that we should be able to strengthen how we conduct our implementation of, say, corporate governance directives, of the legal framework. We've got a better understanding of exactly how many directives, guidelines that are in place for us to conduct our business in a very prudential manner.
Bank of Zambia, building an inclusive and resilient financial sector.